Welcome, everybody, to Doodtacular, where curiosity meets creativity. I'm your host, Freeman, joined by my co host, Colt. And today we have the honor and privilege of interviewing our friend, PastorDoostyn. Colt?
PastorDoostyn has been in pastoral ministry for his local church for 15 years and has been streaming on Twitch for the past 4.5 years. He live streams Bible studies, prayer, along with gaming to try and share the love of God with the gaming world. And he plays a variety of games, but mostly retro games, indies, Metroidvanias. I don't know what that is. And he occasionally has to play some stupid underwater games like Subnautica or Echo the Dolphin for chat's entertainment. He's been married to his lovely lady, Lauren, for just under 15 years, and they have 4 amazing children. So welcome to Doodtacular, PastorDoostyn.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Honored to be here. And I've known these dudes for years now. We've had many conversations. So I'm excited. It'll be fun.
Yeah, we're glad to have you on the show. I can't believe, honestly, I think as far as like Colt and I and just streaming and doing content, that it's taken us this long to do something together outside of other things we've done. So I guess let's kick it off with Doostyn. I know we had your bio there, which thanks for providing that. I guess if you could briefly introduce yourself and what it is you do.
Yeah. So, hi, this is kind of the way that I often introduce myself. It summarizes all of it, but I always say, hi, my name is PastorDoostyn. I'm a real pastor who plays Pokemon, Doom, and everything in between, all with the intention of sharing God's love with the gaming world because I believe God loves gamers, and so do I. But yeah, I've been here on Twitch streaming for, it's hard to believe, 4.5 years now. Started in February of 2019 and been in pastoral ministry here at my local church. We're in our 15th year. And so what do I do? Like, I've done a lot of things over the years, but they all kind of come back to the core of primarily Bible study and prayer and then gaming. Like the first half or so I'm doing either like topical Bible studies or, interacting with chat questions and chasing rabbits or we've been going verse by verse through the book of Romans for about 6 months and we're in Romans 6 and I'm never going to get through this thing because it's just taking forever, but it's a lot of fun. And, since, I'm a pastor at my local church, I'm just kind of bringing people in on my own study that I'm doing anyway, but doing it in an interactive format. So that's been a lot of fun. And then meeting new people through games. I've been a gamer my whole life since I was 3, playing Mario on the NES with the controller upside down, which is still hardwired into my brain somehow. And I can do that. No other game though, but it's just like,
so you move with your right thumb and you hit the jump and sprint buttons with your left thumb.
Yeah. It's all completely backwards. And like, I can
that is backwards.
Yeah. Like, if you think back to some like core memories you have from whenever like you were really, really little, I can still kind of remember the justification in my 3-year-old or 5-year-old brain or whatever. I was like, okay, if I'm pushing left, it's like, it's a force behind him on the left pushing him to the right. And somehow that was just the way my goofy little idiot 3-year-old brain worked. And I played the game that way. Never played anything else like that. But
interesting.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. Something's wrong with me.
What initially sparked your interest in becoming a content creator? What made you want to do this stuff?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I didn't really have any like major aspirations to create content or anything. I wasn't following any content creators. I didn't know big names like, Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tapman and Ninja. I didn't know any of those names until I'd already been doing this for like a year or something. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, everyone watches those people. Who are they? I had no idea. The whole like impetus behind me ever starting was actually my wife, who is from a little East Texas town of about 1,000 people. They got one stoplight. They didn't have internet until she was in 11th grade, and it was dial-up then, and didn't have texting till I forced her to get it in college so I could talk to her while I was trying to date her. Just no access to like gaming, the internet, technology, nothing. Just they played on hay bales and played in the mud for fun.
I think we were from the same town.
Yeah,
Might
probably.
be.
That sounds like my life. I never watched a Star Wars movie till I was 25. So,
are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
That hurts, Cole. Every time he says it, I'm like, why?
Yeah, because I was playing on hay bales and rolling in the mud.
No, that's right. Didn't have time for Star Wars. Star what?
That's true.
Yeah. But she, of all people, like, and I grew up with, computers, internet, video games, all this kind of stuff. And she was like, so is there some way to like combine your love of gaming and technology and, tinkering with all that kind of stuff and computers and like sharing the gospel and telling people about Jesus? And I was like, no, probably not. Not that I'm aware of or not that I can think of. And she was like, well, that would be really cool. Maybe you should think about that. So I was like, I'll keep my eyes open, my ears open. And then it was Susie, of all people. Like everyone in our space always says, when they get started, they're like, well, I only knew of one. There's Susie. And so I had heard about Susie and what he was doing. And I was like, that's really cool. I mean, I guess he's the only one. I guess I'll be the second. Come to find out very quickly after I started, oh no, there's a lot of other believers who are doing the same thing. We might all do it different ways, but kind of feel the same call. And so I started off just with the intention of sharing the love of God with the gaming world. Like I wrote that little spiel that I always say. I wrote it before I ever did my first stream, and I had it on a little notepad under the monitor. Because it took me a while to memorize it. And so whenever people would come in or I was starting my stream, I would like look down at it and, try to look like I was still looking at the camera. And I would say that thing all the time. It just kind of was my mission statement to let people know what to expect, but also to remind me what I was here to do, not just play games or have fun or goof off, but I was here for a purpose, here for a reason. So stay focused. And started off just on a laptop with the very first stream I did, it was just a laptop with the built-in mic and webcam in my bedroom while my wife was trying to sleep. And I played Doom 2 and had a grand total of 6 people that came by, not like 6 average viewers, like 6 people clicked on it at some point. Only 2 of them spoke and they were both trolls. And I was like, all right, welcome to Twitch. Let's go. It's going to be fun. And the rest is history. Thankfully, that setup didn't last very long. I've gone through 4 setups since then. And but all of that kind of feels like yesterday and also feels like I've been doing this forever, which is kind of how most things you really enjoy feel. So,
yeah,
I love it.
Absolutely. And what's even wilder, like, and we'll probably talk about this, our shared past of God Mode Activated. And I swear Colt and I, hot off of Guardian Con 2019, we were, we just talked about, let's put together a content team for this organization. Let's really look for new blood. Let's not go for people who are already trying to, establish. And we came across your stream, and I swear it had to have been like one of your first setups because you had nothing on the blue wall behind you.
Oh, that was early.
Your laptop. Yeah. You were like complaining like this laptop is gonna melt, and we were like, I think you're getting
like 3 viewers every night.
Like 3. We were like, this guy, he has the personality for it. He might not have the tech, but he has the personality and the right intent for it. And so
he's got the tech now.
So that's how we got to know you. We were like, I don't remember. Someone had posted they'd seen your stream. They're like, we really like this Doostyn guy. You should check him out. We like Cole and I were like, yeah, we like this guy. Let's bring him on. Everybody was like, he has like 3 followers. You want to bring this guy? It's like, yes, we do. Yeah. So, with that, Doostyn, obviously incorporating your faith into your content is paramount because it's who you are. You talk about it very openly and honestly, and you mean it when you do talk about it. So with that, how has that journey been being a Christian, openly Christian content creator on social media these days? How's that gone?
About as well as you'd expect.
Don't look behind you.
Yeah. I mean, we know we've all been in this space, trying to be a light in a dark place for a long time in different ways. And it comes with its set of challenges for sure. like those two trolls. I don't remember what they said that first stream, but it was, something about my name. Some PastorDoostyn. It was some, religious troll garbage, whatever. And that's the way it is. And I was like, hey, all right, this is where I need to be. I'm going to go into a dark place, and I think I found it. But yeah, just being open about my faith. It's opened a lot of doors, and it's closed, I'm sure, many more that I'll never even know. I've talked about this even recently on my own stream. Just the name PastorDoostyn has so many like implications to it. Like I didn't create this name for the stream. This was just my username online, because years before I ever started streaming, I just wanted a username that was the same across every social media platform. And so I was thinking about things. Well, who am I? What do I do? Whatever. And so I went to some website that would check them all for you, and you just put things in and find one that's available. And I was like, well, I mean, my name's Doostyn. In case y'all didn't know, hi, I'm Doostyn. My name's Doostyn, and I'm a pastor. People call me Pastor Doostyn. That's like the most common title that I hear people call me. I was like, well, I'll just go with Pastor Doostyn. Oh, that's not available. Well, what kind of weird ways can I spell Doostyn until it's available? And I landed on Doostyn, and Doostyn was born. So that name, PastorDoostyn, was just by default. Well, this is what I am everywhere else. I'll be this on Twitch, not even thinking about the effect that would have on viewers. So whenever there's, I'm sure, countless people that see the stream, maybe see a game they want to watch or something, but they're not going to click on it because they see the name. They're going to say, oh, no, it's some religious guy. He's going to be judgmental. I don't want to have anything to do with it. And I never even get to meet him. Never get to have a conversation, make a friend, nothing, So
Doostyn,
go ahead.
Just out of curiosity, in hindsight, do you think, and this is an honest question that I just thought of, do you think having pastor or any kind of very blatant call out in a username, like in hindsight, do you ever go like, man, I wish I didn't put Pastor Doostyn? Or are you like, no, that's really what I should, like, I want people to know that about me. I want them to ask.
What you just said is the most important part in that. And the only thing that keeps me from wanting to change it is that there are going to be people that will ask because of it. That's like the 3%. The 97 other percent says I would have just gone with Doostyn. And partly because I don't get as many opportunities to meet people, but more, or maybe 50-50, is that there are a lot of people that will see me as their pastor and say, you're a pastor, you're my pastor now. And I'm like, I didn't sign up for that. I'm just trying to be a Christian and have fun. And, so like, if I were just Doostyn from day one, then I would hope that the way that I live my life, I'd do the exact same kind of content, and I'd still say the same thing. Hey, I'm a pastor in real life. I play games or whatever. I'd still be doing the same Bible studies. Like, the content would be exactly the same, but I would hope that people would be able to identify that, okay, his faith is genuine. He's just very outspoken about it, and that's awesome, and that's cool, and I like this, or I don't, whatever. Either way, but it would, give me an opportunity to at least make that connection and not carry all the baggage that the pastor name has, because then people, well, this pastor hurt me, that church did this, whatever, and I get all that baggage just because of my name. So,
and it really could go either way. I mean, you think so from the beginning would have been different, but now if you were to change it now, you would get that backlash from believers that would say, oh, he's ashamed of the gospel. He's denouncing that he's a pastor or something, which Susie got a little bit of when he did it, but it's also a tactic, just like you're talking about, that if you did drop the pastor and were just Doostyn, you would have the opportunity to reach or to interact with a lot more lost people and maybe impact more lives. So it's kind of a weird thing there. Plus, you've been Pastor Doostyn from the beginning, so it's really a nuisance to have to change everything.
Then I would have to change all my branding and whatever.
Yeah, that'd be a tough situation to worry about there. I mean, but like you said, you may miss a lot of opportunities when people see the pastor at the front of your name as well. So it's, that's a tough spot.
It is. And I signed up for it unwillingly, but I didn't think about that.
Yeah, Colt and I, we've talked about this a lot. Like, especially if you're into YouTube, which we know you are, Doostyn. People tend to consume content with their eyes, right? Whatever they see, that's their first judgment. That's why people talk about it doesn't matter how great your video was edited or what content's in it. If people don't like the thumbnail or the title, they're not going to click it. And the same's true with username. If they're not enraptured or caught up in your username, or they could be swayed one way or the other depending what's in your username. It doesn't just have to apply to Christianity or faith. It could be about any topic. Someone could just be completely disgusted with your username, or they could be entranced with it and be like, yeah, I love this person. They have the best username since usernames were invented.
Right.
So I just wanted to throw that one in there, and I'll let Colt pick up the next one unless you've got something to add.
No, I mean, I could talk forever, but
All right, so let's move on to the next segment. And can you share one of your favorite projects or experiences that you feel like has contributed to the growth that you've had over these last few years, going from when we first met you at 3 concurrent viewers to where you are now? Was there any kind of certain thing that you would say you did that helped grow there?
Honestly, no. That, but I think there's good takeaways in that too. I think there are a lot of creators that we all know and have seen where they're about here, and then something happens, something changes, they have a certain collab, they do a certain event or something, and then that brings them up, and now they're here. I've had a lot of opportunities to do different things. I'm a numbers guy. I like to look at numbers. I like to analyze things. That's again part of the pastor in me. Working on church stuff is what's working, what's not working, those sort of things. And whenever I compare the events that I've done, the shows I've been on, the interviews, the events, all those kind of things, there may be like little upticks, but there's never measurable, sustainable change or growth from one certain thing. At least for me, there hasn't been. But what I have seen has just been, and like if I, pull out the entire Twitch analytics chart from February 16th, 2019, my first stream, to today, I just see, well, I guess going this way, just this consistent, gradual increase over time. And at least maybe it's just the way I try to justify it to myself is I think I prefer that over just a sudden jump, because now if something big happens and now all of a sudden I have all these people, am I prepared as a creator, as a community, person or whatever, to hold that, to withstand that, to keep that going? But whenever it's just been a gradual increase over time, that shows me that whatever I'm doing is working. And my like philosophy behind streaming and content is working, which is basically just it sounds very simple, but something I've literally done since the very first stream, and still to this day, 4.5 years I do, is I try to improve one thing every single time I go live. So after a stream, I'll watch it back or whatever the next day or that night. If I was playing a game that I think my kids would like watching, I'll watch the stream with them, at least that part. I'll watch their interaction. I'll, see what they think and what they laugh at and what they get bored by and whatever. And I try to like just improve one little thing. I've always just said, if I get 1% better every stream, then over time, it's going to be a lot better. And right now, it's a whole lot better than it was back with blue walls and nothing. And, my lamp, that like I just had a desk lamp that I didn't like the color of. I wanted it to have like some blue to it. So I found a bunch of blue stickers and put them all over it. It was like on top of cardboard boxes, and like it was terrible.
Yeah.
Just to get everything just how I wanted. And now I've, got this setup that I'm very proud of and enjoy, and get to do it in my church office. Like I get to stream from my church office every time we have people here for like funerals or big events or something, and they're, going back to the back of the church to eat or go to the fellowship hall. They walk by my office and I mean, like 9 times out of 10, they'll back right up and look in here again and like, what is this room? So, oh, that's my office. Yeah,
Okay,
That's the cool
I got a
room.
follow-up question to this. What do you think? So, in your opinion, what is your expertise? So, your content is geared a certain way. You know, you do scripture readings and biblical things, and you play some games too. But do you and what is your target audience? Do you think that you are targeting to have fellowship with other Christians in your stream, or is your target to bring in new people that they can learn the Bible with your scripture readings and stuff like that? Like what's your target audience and what is your expertise that you feel?
Okay. Yeah. Great questions. Okay. So I'll answer the target audience one first. So in my mind, starting off, my target audience was always lost people. I wanted to be sharing the gospel, wanted to be reaching gamers in this, lost space, this dark space, whatever. That was my goal, my thought going in. What I've learned over time is that the type of content that I create, while yes, there are some lost people that come either from the gaming or because they're just curious enough to come troll me during Bible time or something. Either way, I don't care how they get there. Just I'm glad they're there. But the majority of the audience that I've found, the community that I've found myself with, and all these amazing people that I never would have met, the majority of them are believers. At first, part of me was like, no, I don't want that. I mean, that's great. I love y'all, but go somewhere else. I'm trying to do something. Like part of me was like that. I never said that. I hope it never came across, but like deep down, I was part of me was always like, man, why is there so many Christians here? Dang it. I need lost people here. And there is a little bit of that comes with gaming, just because Twitch is primarily, a gaming platform. That's what people come here to watch primarily. So sometimes because I'm playing a certain game, I'll meet people and have an opportunity, but most of them are Christians. So because of the kind of content that I make, that's what I attract. And I've had to learn that, okay, then that's my lane. I need to lean into that. Part of me wants to say that I'm not doing my part in the Great Commission and all that, but I just have to say, okay, maybe I could change strategy and whatever and reach those people more effectively. But then I look around and there's so many other people who already are. So awesome. Just cheer them on. Yes, go do that. Be the light in the dark. I'm going to do my part. I'm going to use my gifts, talents, and abilities. And if I'm able to reach some people in that space too, awesome. Praise God. Mm-hmm. But because of what I do, especially like with just bringing people in on my own study, my hope, my prayer, my desire is that Christians who see that, they'll maybe have a chance to just hear from a different person and maybe hear some different perspectives and learn together. But like a big desire that I have is that people will want to take their own study more seriously. Say, well, I enjoyed that. That was fun. I liked going deep on that topic or on that verse. I bet I could do something like that. And then like go home and they spend time in the word and, being more involved in their church or in prayer or something. And on that note, prayer is another big thing. Like I get that these are very unique kinds of content, which is a good thing. I mean, I stand out. I'm doing something different. There's not very many people who are spending 30 to 40 minutes out of a 4-hour stream praying, so people will come by and they're like, what? There's like a fish tank going and this guy's praying and there's prayer requests. And like, it's not just a, 4-second prayer. They're like, this is taking a while. What's going on? What is this? And so I get it. It's unique and that's okay. I like to pray. So I'm praying with people. And I hope not only that people appreciate being prayed for and praying with each other, but that they develop a passion to spend more time in prayer in their own life. And then on the Bible study side, like that's just super, in my mind, super simple because one, I like doing it. Two, it's literally endless content. I'll never run out of content ever. If I streamed every day for the rest of my life, I would never run out of content.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah. Like you can play if you zone in on some certain game, like I'm just a Fortnite creator, whatever, you can only play it so many ways before you get burnt out. You hate the game. I'm going to be studying this anyway and reading this anyway. Let's see how many ways we can do that and enjoy the process. So I found something that I enjoy, that's natural to me, and that I have an innate desire and what's the word? Like an inherent built-in desire to want to see other people catch that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So in a similar vein, but a little bit different from your content creation experience, let's talk a little bit about our shared background. So Doostyn, tell us about your experience in leading Christian gaming organizations. Just for those listening, Colt and I and Doostyn were all a part of a Christian gaming ministry called God Mode Activated, and Doostyn was the chief executive officer for 2.5 years.
That sounds right. A while.
And Colt and I were on the board of this organization, and the goal of the organization was to connect gamers to Christ and activate gamers in faith, and that's how we sought Doostyn out for our content team, and we built those relationships from there. Doostyn, you took over pretty much the height of the organization during pandemic times when things exploded. It was on the Colbert show, so just talk about all of that. What was that time of your life like? You can be honest.
Yeah. Fun, hectic, frustrating, exciting, all at the same time. It came with a lot of new challenges and things that were totally unique to the space. So I had been streaming I hadn't been streaming for that long whenever I met Shadow. Shadow was the first person kind of in that space that I met, and I was just getting connected with him, and he was like, well, there's this community that I'm a part of called God Mode Activated. So I got into the Discord, started meeting everybody, and I was just continuing to do what I felt like God was calling me to do, and I was learning my own, process of creating content and having fun doing it and playing new games and trying new things and whatever. But all the meanwhile, I was building relationships and friendships with people in GMA, and I don't remember at what point it was. I'd been in for 6 months, a year, something like that, a while, and just kind of the leadership team and board said, y'all came to me and said, hey, first y'all approached me about being on the outreach team, and just to continue doing what I was doing and try to be an extension of God Mode Activated and trying to reach people like you're doing, and hey, bring them into the community and let's all grow together and see how we can connect gamers to Christ, activate them in their faith. Was doing that, loving it, still got the jersey, still love it, it's awesome, still fits good. I mean, hey, I'm happy, I'm eating good, haven't gained weight, but after a while, I was asked if I would consider being the CEO, and I was like, oh man, I really needed to think and pray about it, because I had already, I was in pastoral ministry. I don't remember how many kids I had at that point, if it was 3 or 4 of them or whatever. And was doing my own streaming stuff. And I was like, I don't have a lot of time, but I love GMA. I love the heart, the mission, everything. I want to see it succeed, but do I have the time to really give to it? So I was like, you know what? I talked to my wife, I talked to my pastor, I prayed, and I was nervous about it just because of the time perspective. But other than that, I was like, I think this can be a winner. Let's go. I think this can make a difference. So I said, all right, let's do it. And jumped in just both feet. And we started working together, putting together teams and outreach teams and prayer teams and welcoming teams and Bible studies. So I was leading some Bible studies in GMA for a while, and running meetings and all this kind of stuff just on a weekly basis. And man, that weekly basis, just in and out over and over, week after week, it does wear on you. And there's seasons.
Called it the grind.
Yes. The grind was so real. And there were seasons where, dude, those meetings, they were just super excited. And, hey, we got this event coming up, and hey, Colbert thing's happening. And hey, we had this interview with Media Magazine, and hey, this is going on. And all these big events are happening, and trying to navigate those in a totally new space, where I learned real quick that the skills that I have and have learned and have applied in local church ministry that did not translate very well. It's a very different and unique space. So I'm trying to
It really is. Yeah.
yeah, it really is. So like we're trying to figure that out together and still be effective and stay true to our call. And all the while you've got, the entire internet where people tell you what they think, and you got this and that and arguments and drama and all this kind of stuff. And y'all could probably quote it because I said it so many times during all of our meetings, but it's that Winston Churchill quote that said, "You'll never get where you're going if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks." So we've got to learn to ignore the noise, stay true to what we feel God is leading us, the path that God is leading us down. And we're never going to make progress if we just get in fights and arguments with everyone on the internet and whatever. So yeah, we have had our detractors, we've had our supporters, and it was a fun time. It was a difficult time, but I think I learned a lot through it. I think I've grown a lot through it. And I mean, just like all of us, part of me is so sad that GMA came to an end, but it lived its life and did its cycle. And I believe it accomplished much. And I believe there will be eternal fruit that we'll never know about this side of eternity because of all those efforts and time and energy and all that. And so cool. Praise God for it. Now, just like in anything else, you don't want to get hung up on the past and keep reliving the past. You got to move forward. What are we doing now? So,
Right.
The only shame about it is that we haven't really talked that much since then. So we need to fix that.
Disconnect. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So something you mentioned earlier that I've been really curious about. I want you to tell us about the fish tank streams. What's up with the fish tank streams?
The fish tank? Dude, you can see it back here behind me. It's kind of dark because it's getting to be night and the lights cycle through and it gets darker throughout the day. But I just have a 24/7 live stream of my fish tank that I honestly never thought anything of it. I just made it because my kids like watching the fish tank. So I've got 4
is that in your
young
office
kids
at the church? And they can be at home and watch the fish tank.
Mm-hmm. That was the idea.
That's genius.
That is.
Yeah, I was like, so simple. It was really never supposed to be anything. But
so is it like, can you tell us your average viewership on the fish tank stream?
Yeah, so the fish tank is just this bizarre miracle. So like I average about 10 to 15 average viewers 24/7 on that fish tank. People rate it all the time. Like in the middle of the night, whenever they're done with a late night stream, they just drop everyone off in the fish tank. I'll wake up and go in the kitchen. We've got a computer running it all the time, and I'll just go look in there and this raid. A bunch of people, whoa, this is so cool, and following. I'll be back and all this kind of stuff, and it's just sitting there playing pretty video game piano covers. I've got I don't even remember how many hundreds of songs are on that playlist. Yeah, someone's changing the lights back there right now.
Can you do that in the stream?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's an interactive.
It's interactive, and the lights are set to a schedule. So that's why it was kind of pink and dark, and it's it'll go in about an hour. The main lights will turn off and it'll be dark blue, and everything just looks like a shadow. It's super cool. But I just made it so my kids could watch the fish at home. And so since I have that pretty music on, we'd put it on in the living room on the just Apple TV, and they'd fall asleep to it. But so many people have fallen in love with that fish tank. So it's the craziest thing.
Have you ever considered just going up to people who know you and be like, before you introduce them to Pastor Doostyn, the Twitch channel, you say, "Let me show you my fish tank."
Yes, dude. Because the fish tank has been growing a lot lately, it's been kind of a joke in my community lately is, what if the fish hit partner and I don't? What if they hit partner before me? I said, how cool.
Which one signs for it?
I don't know. I guess me, but I said if I went to TwitchCon, the little partner area, just holding a fish bowl, it's not for me, it's for the fish. They're here for the party. It's the wildest thing because I just didn't think anything of it. I set up a couple cameras and made it interactive and put pretty music on there, and the fish just do fish things. That's fun to watch.
I want to ask him. A bad question. Have we ever lost a fish on stream?
I was thinking the same thing.
Yes, we have multiple fish.
Oh,
I mean, it's the cycle of life.
Heartbreak.
It's gonna happen. They're fish. They don't live forever. But I didn't know if it happened yet or not.
Yeah,
you thought about having a turtle?
You'll see it. A
Mhm.
turtle?
Have you ever thought? Yeah, they live long. They're pretty entertaining.
They do, but I've learned a lot of lessons from the little white lobster that I've put in there. It's a menace. It's so cool looking, but that thing is a menace. It attacks fish. It cuts up all my plants. I had to stop putting live plants in there. And
Oh my gosh.
yeah, little thing. It's really cool, but yeah, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
So you talked earlier about, every day after a stream, what's one thing I could improve on for the next time, that 1% growth. Really, it's continuous improvement, right? You never satisfied with where we're at today. We're striving for perfection, although we'll never attain it, right? And just use a biblical principle right there. Doostyn, we've always known you to be very keen on, like you said, the technical aspects of content creation. Why is it important, speaking about yourself, but also just to others? Why is it important to focus on the technical aspects of content creation as well as like the personality aspects of it?
Yeah, because, several reasons. Something that you alluded to earlier. I forget the way that you worded it, though. It's people. How is it what they see? You said something. What people.
People
when you were
consume
about,
content with their eyes.
Yeah, that's it. They consume content with their eyes. So the way that your stream comes across in both the visuals and maybe even more importantly the audio, the way that it sounds, the way that it looks, the way that just every little thing. Because I think about myself, if I go to YouTube, for example, and I see a thumbnail, something that sounds really interesting, I click on it, and I mean, in the first 5 seconds, it's like blurry, sounds terrible, and the guy's got no energy or enthusiasm. I'm like, no, I don't even remember what the topic was. I don't care. I'm out of here. So I want it to come across professional. I want it to look nice. I want it to sound nice. I want to do everything to the best of my ability. I never want to settle or be content with where I'm at, and not like in a bad way, because that could become a bad thing if you're constantly like chasing perfection and whatever. I want to be content with the kind of stuff that I'm doing. I want to be happy with it. I don't want to be discontent and not enjoy what I'm doing, but I also want to always improve. So I'm always just looking for little things, little ways that I can improve things. And a lot of times, I mean, it's, and I've even said this on countless streams, like, hey, I changed something again, and y'all have no one will ever guess what it was. Cause it was like, I noticed something was off by a couple of pixels and I had to like put it in place, just little things, or like one layer was not where it was supposed to be. And only noticed it if this certain series of events happened in this certain order. So like little things, but I'm just always trying to make things look as good as they can, sound as good as they can, come across as good as they can. On the personality part, creating content is a skill. There's a lot of skills that go into it. There's a lot, especially because you're looking at a camera. Y'all know we're sitting in a room, probably by ourselves, looking into a camera right now. And there's certain skills that you need to be able to pick up on. If I'm doing it like this is a very different experience. It sounds weird. I'm not speaking into my mic. I'm not making eye contact. I look disengaged. Like little things that I might not notice if I don't go back and watch and listen to my stream. And especially on the gaming side, that's where I bring my kids in, because they like watching, people on YouTube and whatever do just ridiculous stuff in Minecraft and all this. And so like, I know they enjoy that kind of content. And while they may not be my target demographic, I still want to, pick up on where they're interested, where they're disengaged, what parts are fun, what parts are boring. And so I watch them, and it's a little harder because I'm their dad. And so they naturally kind of, want to see what I'm doing and they like it. But it's a little easier with my oldest daughter because she's 12 and, starting to get a little 12-year-old attitude. And so she's losing a little of that, like just inherent, you're my dad, I love everything you do. So I can read a little more from her now. But they've been a very helpful tool for sure.
Yeah.
And it's fun too. I get to watch it again
Something
and
you
watch them and
said.
stuff.
You talked about not being overly, I forgot how you worded it, but not enjoying what you're doing and not being too meticulous in chasing the success.
Yeah, chasing perfection. Yeah.
Chasing perfection. Yes. I think there's so many content creators these days, especially in our circle, our space, that are really missing that point right there. They're not enjoying what they're doing because they see the big guys, they see the big streamers, and they want that success. They want to chase that success, and they run themselves ragged trying to improve everything constantly, and that's all they think about.
Right.
Instead of enjoying what they're doing, like you're saying, making steps of progress. Because even if you go ask the biggest streamers, they still are trying to improve every day. You don't hit a platform that says, I made it, this is where we stop, and we just keep doing it forever. The big guys still try to improve all the time. They're still thinking about improving, but they're also enjoying their journey of progress. And you got to do that, because other than some freak accident, you are not going to blow up overnight. Right. It's just not going to happen. And so the sustainability of just enjoying what you're doing and making minor changes to make yourself better, just like you're explaining, every single stream is really the only way to sustain yourself long term, to keep doing this and not burn out or not completely mess up what you've been doing. It's really what is missed out by a lot of content creators these days.
Yep. Yeah. 100% agree. Nobody wins the comparison game. So whenever we find ourselves playing that game, we're just going to beat ourselves up and look at everything with a more critical eye, and not in a good way, not critiquing, but just being negative and whatever. And people can tell if you enjoy what you're doing. That comes across. You may be able to put on the face and the mask and the smile and hey, let's go. We're getting hyped today.
People are not stupid. I tell people that all the time. People are not dumb. They can see through your fakeness.
Right. Yeah. So be real. Just be real. There's some days where I'm just not feeling it. I'm not, it is what it is. And I gotta say, hey guys, hey, we're here. I'm just not in for a Bible study today. We're just going to do some Bible reading and kind of hang out and chill. And we're going to play this chill game later. And sometimes it's like that. And that's okay. I enjoy that a whole lot more than I would if I tried to put in all this fake energy, fake smile, and, make something happen. And then afterwards, I'd be completely drained. I'd go home to my family and kids, just completely no energy for them, nothing. But I do
still
this.
Disappointed in what you did.
And yeah, exactly. Disappointed in what you did. Chat and the whole community wouldn't be as engaged because they can pick up on it. Yeah. It's a lose-lose.
For sure.
So with that, Doostyn, there's been a lot of talk about, platform changes, Twitch dying, Kick taking over, Kick dying, the controversies that the issues people have with Kick, with their parent company, YouTube gaming, Facebook, Mixer back in the day, all this. What is your opinion, Doostyn, on the state of live streaming as a content option, right? We have long form, short form, live. And so what do you think about it in its current state today? And where do you think content is going?
Ooh. That's the second half of that is a tough question. Okay, so I'll start with the loaded one. It is. As far as
ask them than answer.
Yeah, right.
It is.
It is. Bet y'all are having fun. So the state of things now, I do feel like we're in an interesting place because like Twitch is just kind of, made a lot of questionable decisions, and everyone's kind of like, okay, is Twitch going to turn things around, and can Clancy, clean things up and whatever? Like, where are we going? And Twitch is in a weird place, but Twitch has also been around forever. So they have all the, first market privilege there. And YouTube is, in such a unique place. I've spent so much time experimenting with YouTube and streaming and multi-streaming back whenever we were all allowed to. I like canceled my contract to do that, and learned a lot through that. Re-signed up, and now it doesn't matter if you're affiliate partner or not. Nobody can do it. But YouTube has like so many advantages in some ways, and yet the viewer base just isn't there, because all of us, if we're honest, we all say, I go to YouTube to watch YouTube videos, not streams.
Yes.
If I go there and I see that someone's live, I may click on it and hang out and watch, but that's not why I went there. I went there to watch a YouTube video. So that's just kind of baked into our, behavior as people who consume content. And then Kick, yeah, it has all of its issues, and there's some people that are like, hey, I believe in it, and I'm jumping on the opportunity, and that's awesome. And hey, I hope the best. It does seem to just continue to be blowing and going, and that's awesome. Something may happen one day and it crashes and burns. Something may not happen and it takes over, and that's the end game. I don't know, but I've been experimenting with a lot of things. For now, at least, I'm still 100% here on Twitch. Dabbled with a lot of YouTube stuff, and every now and then I try something over there too, because like it does have a lot of amazing advantages, dude. I could stream at 18,000 kilobytes at 1440 and have all these better encoders, and then whenever I'm done, it's just there, and you can create stuff out of it and make shorts out of it, and there's so many benefits. But if my primary goal is to connect with people live, then it's not working. There may be all the benefits in the world, but if the people aren't there to connect with it in the moment, then that's not the content I was trying to create. So like as far as shorts, long form, live streaming, and where we're going overall, I feel like live streaming is always going to have its place because it's a unique way to connect with an audience. And there are going to be people, and I would lump myself into this primarily, that are going to be most effective in that way, where just because of the type of content that I do, it's more beneficial for me to connect with people, be able to ask questions in real time. Let's figure this out together. How can I pray for you? Those kind of things, because that's what I'm doing. Now, with me specifically, there's also benefit to the YouTube side of it, because someone else may have that same question, and I can, create it in an evergreen way where they can find that, and maybe it'll be helpful information to someone else too. But as an industry overall, it's so hard to say. Like shorts, everyone just knew shorts is it 2 years ago, and shorts are still around, and everyone still got shorts, but they haven't dethroned long form content.
No
that's
pants.
Still here.
No, they have not.
Yeah,
dethroned it at all. No,
it's still here, and in fact, I don't remember when this was. Not too long ago, though. Within the past 6 months, for sure, was reading all these reports of how YouTube is pouring so much money into podcasting, and really trying to get a good grip in that space. And so, like even myself, the verse by verse Bible study through Romans that I've been doing, I was just putting it in a playlist over there on podcast. And then all of a sudden there's this new option, just in a playlist on YouTube. Now all of a sudden there's this option, select this as a podcast. Okay, well, what does that do? Apparently it creates a podcast version for you over on YouTube Music for free. Okay, sweet. Bonus.
Awesome.
I didn't ask for that. But it shows they believe in long form. Now, why, ads, retention, I don't know what the main push is there, but I'm sure there's lots of benefits. But like, I think we're all just still trying to figure this out and trying to do a little bit of everything. I try to do some long form. I try to do some pre-recorded stuff. That's where I fail the most because I don't put as much time towards it. Just honestly, got between family, full-time ministry, and then streaming, I only stream 2 days a week. And so there's just not a lot of extra time. But I try to make the most of the live time portion that I have to create shorts, to create podcasts, to create long form, and to be able to engage with people in real time. and still find a way to manage to enjoy it and then be able to play video games too. So it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. You're definitely winning in that category because there's so many people that can struggle with all of those and not enjoy a bit of it.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on and let's ask you about some lessons or some advice that you would give or wish you had. So what is the age old question? If you go back to day one, you figured out, holy moly, I can stream on Twitch and I can stream about sharing the love of Jesus with people. What is the one piece of advice that you wish someone had given you?
Okay. It's hard to pick one, but I'll say a few.
Okay.
One, have something to say. Go into it with something to say. There have been times where, well, it's my night to stream. I need to stream. I'll just go live and hope something happens. And that's another thing people can usually pick up on is there's nothing happening here tonight, is there? You can pick
That's
up on
why
it.
they watch us.
Quick. Yeah. But like seriously, just having a plan, having something I'm going to be doing today. So I know where I'm going, even if no one's interacting in chat, I'll have a, just one person show and I'll be fine because I know what I'm here to do today. So have something to say. That's such a huge thing because if you don't do that, then well, you don't really have any plan for doing anything else with it, long form, making shorts or anything, because you just hope that some good moment happened that you can clip or that someone will clip for you. So going in with a plan, huge. Two is, and this applies more to people, with families who are married, who have kids, whatever, who have the more responsibilities you have, the more this applies to you, is time management. And what I mean by that is figuring out a time that you can dedicate to this craft where you can give it everything and not take anything away from more important responsibilities. So whenever I first started, I figured, okay, I'm working at the church full time, so that's a big chunk of my day that I can't stream then. In the evening, I've got my wife, my kids, we've got dinner, we've got, all their events and just life in general. Okay, that takes out another big chunk of time. I need to make sure that I have time with one-on-one with my wife, pouring into my kids. I need to make sure nothing's taken away from that. So I guess I won't be streaming until everyone's asleep. So I guess I'll go live at, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night or something. And oh, by the way, Doostyn, your alarm's going off at 5:30, so hope you're ready for that. And I would make jokes often whenever I was first streaming about like the later it would get, I'd be 3 a.m. and I'm still playing Doom 2 and meeting people and reading the Bible and whatever. And I'm like, oh yeah, 5:30. No, that's Morning Doostyn's problem. Morning Doostyn can deal with that. Well, Morning Doostyn hated normal streaming Doostyn, so yeah, they didn't get along.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think we can all kind of relate to that struggle. But so over time, I had to have those conversations with my wife, like, hey, I believe in this, and she believed in it, and she's fully supporting me, but like we need us time, and the family needs you, and I need you at this event and whatever. And I was always like, okay, I'll have to cancel stream, I have to do this, and trying to balance everything, and it was just driving me crazy. So thankfully, I was able to work out a unique situation because of just the nature of what I do in ministry, and my lead pastor and my church being behind what I'm doing, of where I can utilize some of my time during the week to stream here from my church office, which I get that that's not applicable to everybody. I know that's totally unique to me, but the principle of making sure that content is not taking away from more important responsibilities. I preach this all the time, to use the word ironically or unironically. I preach this all the time on stream is about my priorities, and streaming, as much as I love this, as much fun as this is and impactful and helpful to people as it is, it's pretty low on the priority list. There's my relationship with God, my relationship with my wife, with my kids, with my local church ministry, which AKA fill in the blank, my job. Then it's this. So there's a lot of days where I have to say, sorry guys, I got to do this. My family needs me, or the church needs me, or I got to go help with this, or I got to go help with that. See y'all on Tuesday or whatever. And that's the way it goes.
Oh,
Gotta do it.
definitely. I can't blame you for that. And honestly, it's the thing that, as someone who's been married a few years with a 1.5, 14-month-old boy, like I'm like, I don't. It personally pains me when I see people chasing after the golden carrot that they'll never get with this full-time dream, which some people will obtain, but a lot of people, they'll throw everything away to try to attain it. I see families broken apart, relationships ruined, children abandoned, and it just hurts. And I'm like, I don't want to be that. And that to me is, I hate to say learning from other people's failures, but I see that and I say, I don't want that. This is not worth that.
It's not.
That's where people need accountability, like accountability partners, but they need good friends.
Yeah.
Like they need good friends to tell them when they're going too far, because I mean, even if you achieve the success of the Tim the Tatmans and all the big streamers, it's still not worth neglecting your family. The money, the fame, none of it is ever worth losing your family or neglecting them or ruining any kind of relationship with people that you love. It's not worth it for all that.
Absolutely.
So in a different vein from that, Doostyn, if you were forced for whatever reason to start all over and go back to nobody, no one knows you as Pastor Doostyn, you had to do it all over again from scratch, how would you do it? Would you do it the same, or would you do something different?
If I had to start over from nobody, no one knew who I was, no audience, just starting from scratch. Honestly, like in today's streaming and creating culture, I think I would be on YouTube, primarily. I think I would spend more time creating dedicated videos on YouTube still in my same area, like creating, maybe short, 5 to 8 minutes or something, a Bible question, a topic, what does this verse mean? Something, create that, put those out regularly, do that whole strategy, shorts, the whole thing, and live stream less, maybe like once a week to connect with that audience. Maybe even, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I may even still stream like two to three times a week, but on YouTube, but do it almost as if it's not live. Just do it as a one take recording of a video. And that way I'm kind of getting both, but you really have to plan for that. As long as you plan, I think that would be an effective way to still, you're connecting with people who are looking for live streams and the perks that come from live. Because at the end, you can always, interact and catch up on chat and whatever. But then they're put out there as videos. People can search, people can find them. That would probably be the way I would do it if I were going to start over today. I feel like Twitch is so saturated. It feels impossible. Like I see so many people who are just getting started, and it's easy to get discouraged. Like I'm trying, I've got great gear. I've got this and that, like, cause technology has improved and I've got everything I'm supposed to have. Why do I only have 2 people here or whatever, and it's tough. It takes time. It's hard. It is. No one
really
said this was easy. It's not.
It's definitely one of the most uneasy things you can, uneasy hobby that you can take up besides golf. Golf is hard.
But that like takes so much time and energy. And like the hardest part about it is every time you go in so excited, and if it doesn't work out or doesn't meet your expectations, you feel deflated and discouraged and don't want to try again. So like you have to have thick skin and like determination and know, I really want to do this enough to be able to overcome that and say, why did that one not go as well? What can I improve? What can I make better? It's a long game. It is.
That's tough doing solo. If you're part of a sports team and you do something, let's say you're playing baseball and you make an error to lose the game and they score the winning run. You've got a whole team there to back you up to say you're going to get them next time. It's okay. You're good. Solo, you can just beat yourself up. You've got to have, like you said, thick skin. You've got to have the right mindset to be able to tell yourself, okay, this didn't go as planned, but we'll get them on the next one. We'll make it better next time. And that's hard to do because most people want to beat themselves up and get depressed about it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because we can tie our self-worth to a number, to an average viewership or whatever, and then we beat ourselves up.
Right. And even like you said, Doostyn, the climate's so saturated where even if you had the fanciest of setups, the most unique concept, there's a good chance no one will ever stumble across your stream just because this is how Twitch and Kick are designed. They're not discoverable platforms by any means.
Right. So,
I mean, I think what you said about YouTube is honestly the prime reason why I look at YouTube and to some extent TikTok, although we're not on speaking terms because I hate their algorithm. It makes no sense. I can make a short and put it on YouTube, 1 million views. Put the same thing on TikTok, 3 views. It's like, okay, there's no rhyme or reason what happens on this platform. So that's enough of my rant on TikTok. As much as I love watching it, I hate creating on it.
Understand. Don't get me started on it because I can go on a rant on TikTok forever. It drove me crazy when I was using it.
All right, let's move into the rapid fire round. This is going to be our last segment. We're going to give you some questions. They can be quick or you can take your time to answer them. It's not, we call it the rapid fire round. Doesn't have to be quick. All right. So besides underwater games, what is your favorite video game of all time?
Why is it Echo the Dolphin?
No, it's not Echo the stupid dolphin. I hate that game. Okay. All right.
Okay. Let's ask this question before we start. Let's ask this question.
All right.
Is it the creepiness of the dolphin? What makes you hate it so much?
Okay. I'm glad you asked. Here's the story. Okay. There's a reason. Okay. I didn't just choose to hate it. I don't just by nature hate dolphins. So when I was like 8 years old, I had a Genesis and an NES. And on my Genesis, my parents got me Echo the Dolphin. On the box, there's not a lot of very clear information. And the cartridge itself is literally just a picture of a dolphin with stars on its head. And I was like, oh, cool. Dolphins. I actually liked dolphins as a kid. I remember going to Moody Gardens and the whole aquarium thing and whatever. And I wanted to get the dolphin toy because I liked dolphins when I was a kid. Okay. So I played this dolphin game. Maybe that's why they got it for me. I don't remember. Because he can't breathe, my mom says. And that's actually my mom in chat. Awesome. Funny story about that. One day I was streaming and I just saw that username that had followed and subscribed. And I was like, oh, someone's trolling me, whatever. I called her after stream and I was like, was that you? She said, yeah, that was me. It's like, wow, okay. Anyway.
My mom did the same thing, Doostyn. She's free mom. Free mom.
Free mom. We quit playing Warzone. We quit playing Warzone and she quit watching.
Oh, she wants Warzone content.
My mom liked Warzone content.
She did.
So they got me this game, and the beginning of the game is fine. It's beautiful. You're swimming around in this really pretty ocean, and there's other dolphins, and you can do flips, and there's little fish, and it's so cool. But because you're a dolphin, you have echolocation. That's where the name Echo. And you can communicate with the other dolphins. Well, one of them says, how high in the sky can you fly? And so that's like your trigger to know what to do. So you're like, oh, I don't know. Let me see. So you go all the way down to the bottom and then like dash up as fast as you can. And if you jump high enough, it triggers this little cutscene where the screen starts flashing red and white. And there's this vortex tornado that sucks up all the life in the ocean and all the dolphins. And it's shrieking and making all this crazy Genesis sound. And you're just kind of over here floating. And whenever that little vortex is done, you fall back in the ocean and it's completely empty. And it starts playing the creepiest, most like techno vibe Genesis sounds ever. It scared the mess out of me as a little 8-year-old Doostyn. I was like traumatized by that thing. Once I finally picked up the controller and started playing again, went into the first level, and you're a dolphin, right? So you have to breathe oxygen. So you got to move fast. The levels are designed as mazes. I can rant about this game forever. They're designed as mazes. You have like 45 seconds of oxygen. The screen is zoomed way in on your little dolphin. So you're zooming fast through these mazes in the deep, dark ocean, and enemies come flying off the screen to hit you before you have time to react because you're moving fast and the screen is zoomed in and you didn't see them in time to move. And when you take damage, the dolphin shrieks and makes this loud noise, so it scares you every time. And it's playing creepy techno Genesis music the whole time. You're constantly in danger of drowning. There's huge enemies like an octopus that you have to go real slow by. Otherwise, he one-shots you. He slaps a mess out of you and you die. There's no checkpoints. And then if you can survive the game long enough to actually get into the story, you end up finding like this giant floating DNA strand that sends you to the lost city of Atlantis, where you find a time machine and go back to the prehistoric era and are fighting dinosaurs and all this stuff. And then you go into the future and you get abducted by the aliens, where you fight the alien vortex queen and all these xenomorph aliens. And I'm not making any of this up. You thought it was a game about a sweet dolphin. No, it's about aliens and time travel and all this insane stuff. And the second to last level, y'all, is a 5-minute long auto-scrolling maze that tricks you and will crush you. So you have to learn the maze, no checkpoint. So when you die, you start it over. And at certain points, little xenomorphs come off the screen and attack you and will just about one-shot you. And if you manage to beat that 5-minute auto-scrolling maze level, then you fight the final boss, which is a giant xenomorph alien head that eats you in one shot. And if you die, you go back to the 5-minute auto-scrolling maze level. It's horrible. I finally beat it on the only 24-hour stream that I ever did at like 4 a.m. in the morning. I beat that stupid alien head.
Oh my gosh.
And never want to play that game again.
I don't blame you. That sounds horrifying. We lost Freeman for a minute. His computer locked up. He will be back in a minute. But
okay,
we'll go on to the rapid fire. So I already asked you the first one. Favorite video game of all time?
Yeah, Ocarina of Time. I've got my top 11, actually.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah,
very nice. Okay, so this is good that you answered that question that way. So now I can ask you, what is your favorite Doom title?
Oh,
you are the pastor who slays demons.
Oh, well, oh, wait. I thought you meant like actual game. Oh,
yeah, no. I'm sorry. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Which one of the Doom games?
Yeah, it would favorite? It would be Plutonia, the first Plutonia game, the Plutonia Experiment. It's one of the many WADs of Doom 2. It's one of the official ones because there's countless unofficial ones. But really? I love.
See, I don't know really much about Doom. I have tried roughly 14 minutes of it.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't seem bad. It just seems really fast.
It's very fast. Yeah. That's why I love it. And growing up, I didn't think anything of it. Like, we didn't have it. We weren't allowed to have it, but I would sneak over to my neighbor's house. Sorry, Mom, but she already knows this. I'd sneak over to my neighbor's house 2 doors down where they had just freeware Doom. You could play episode 1. And yeah, played that. I'd go play it all the time. Loved it. Never even knew until I was an adult that it was about fighting demons. I just thought they were monsters the whole time with cool music. So that's kind of still how I see them. They don't look like demons to me. They just look like pixelated monsters.
Your story about the dolphin crashed Freeman's computer.
I know.
We're talking about less scary things now. We're talking about demons, not as scary as Echo.
No. We have power over demons, not dolphins.
That's right.
Dominion, not power. So Doostyn, how much money would it take for you to shave your beard?
Oh, God. A lot. like $1,000 a lot. Because I look very young without it. And I'm so used to it now. Dude, yeah, y'all know. Because whenever I first started streaming, I did not have a beard.
No, you did not.
No beard. Babyface Doostyn. If you can find the old clips, find Babyface Doostyn.
Yep. I had an emote made after me and my baby face because I shaved my beard one time. That was a mistake. Well, it was an accident. It was an accident, actually. I was trimming my beard, forgot to put a guard back on.
Oh.
Because usually, like, I take like a 4 guard and then go straight down and get, the shape on it.
Right.
Messed up and didn't put the guard and went, yomp, and I was like, well, there's that.
I've done that.
Oh.
Yeah. So you don't recover from that. You just go with it.
Trust me, I've never forgotten a guard again.
No, Mom. My mom hates my beard. She would gladly do it.
Yes, give him $1,000. Doostyn's mom. Give him the $1,000 on stream so we can watch it. I did the same thing. I said 2,000, and my mom was like, I might do that, but she hasn't. All right, so what is a popular game that everyone seems to love but you don't like?
Any modern FPS game. Apex, Call of Duty, Fortnite. It doesn't really count, but
except for Demon.
I'm just not good at them. I don't have fun. I don't enjoy them.
Is it the BR or is it just modern FPS in general? Like Call of Duty,
modern FPS.
Even arena shooter, Halo.
Yeah. I don't get into it at all.
Okay.
But it's weird because I want to, like Starfield, for example. I went and I bought an Xbox Series S just to play Starfield. So day one, whenever it came, I didn't do the early pass thing, but the normal day one when it came out, I spent like 3 hours playing that game. It was the most overwhelming, confusing thing. Because think about someone who plays like retro and indie games and like Hollow Knight and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is happening? What are all these controls? I'm flying a spaceship now. What the heck is happening? So I'm trying to figure out basic controls. And it's like, okay, nope, you're in battles now. And guess I'll just die then. Like I didn't know what I'm doing, what the point is, what am I trying to do? Where's the boss? Where's the end of this level? So I'm like thrown into this big AAA game with FPS stuff and Bethesda jank and whatever. And I'm just like, what? I could not figure it out.
I'm the middleman. I'm a little closer to you than I am Freeman. Freeman is the Bethesda loving jumble game, all the craziness. He can navigate it. He had to learn me on Starfield things, and I enjoy it. And I'm enjoying it. But I'm kind of like you. My mind goes simple. I like Call of Duty and Halo. I start this match, I shoot people, the match ends, we see who won, we do it again. It's nothing crazy.
I can't stand that.
Other than
I used to love
class. Create a class is like big deal. Because there's a lot of options in there. But yes, Starfield is very overwhelming. Freeman had to teach me some
really
things.
Is. And like I can do the, team deathmatch stuff. Like if I'm in a room with people and we're hanging out and playing and talking trash and whatever, I'll get destroyed, but that's okay. Like we did a lock-in here with the youth a couple months ago. And like we were playing Super Smash Brothers and I was killing all of them and talking trash, whatever. And they all think I'm this god game or whatever till like 4 a.m. and we bust out the PS5 and start playing Modern Warfare 2. They're like, hey, PastorDoostyn, come play with us. I was like, no, I can't play this. No, come on. You were beating us at this. We want to try and beat you at this. I said, you don't understand. You're going to kill me. I can't play these games. Like, no, it won't be that bad. No, it was like 38-3 every time. I'm like, I can't play these games, y'all. I'm just trying to like aim down my scope and I'm already dead. Like,
in a similar vein to that, it's more philosophical, more about what goes on these days. Are esports a sport, Doostyn?
Answer honestly.
No, I don't think so.
You are first.
I think they have a lot of
And
like
I commend
You're
you for
first
that.
now.
qualities, but no.
See,
That's fair.
I am on the same agreement of you. Most people say yes, it takes a lot of mental exertion.
That's the easy
A
answer.
lot
to
of
say
time.
yes.
It is the easy answer. It takes a lot of time and practice and
Yeah.
all that, but so does like plowing a garden and growing a garden and picking a garden. It takes a lot of time and effort, and you got to
Is
have
there
knowledge.
competitive gardening?
I hope so.
Ooh, there should be.
But a sport, if you even look the definition up, a sport is described in physical activity. You could say your thumbs are using physical activity, but I lie on the side of it not being a sport. It's called e-sport for a reason.
Right. It's
More of a competition
definitely
than a sport.
skill based. Yeah, competition.
Yes.
I was about to say a game,
A
but
spelling bee
competition
is
a
not
better
a
word.
sport. It's a competition.
Yeah. It's like a skill based, team based competition, but I wouldn't say
I like
sport.
that.
Like that.
I like that. All right.
Next one's you.
It's a big one. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Yes.
Yes. Does it matter? Does the bun matter? Okay, because we've had people explain that it's only a sandwich when the bun splits.
What's the difference between a hot dog, Doostyn, in your mind versus a sub sandwich? You go in at a sub shop, they take the roll, they run their knife along it, they don't split it. And then what's the difference between that and a taco?
Well, it's funny you said that because my mind just went to, wait, maybe it's more of a taco, actually.
I think it is. If you ask me, it's a taco.
I would say a hot dog's more of a taco than a sandwich. Yeah.
Yeah. It starts as a taco and may become a sandwich.
Depending on the bun split.
Yeah, exactly. Depending
It's
on
the
how
perfect
aggressive you
explanation.
are.
It is.
So this is a hotly debated thing on the internet. We post them for fun. We laugh at them. They're great. Everyone universally knows them. But Doostyn, how do you pronounce them? The graphics interface format .gif.
Well, I don't say graphics, so GIF. Team
Thank
GIF.
you. We've had more on Team GIF than we have on Team GIF.
No, I'm the only Team GIF. That's it.
Yeah, I know. You are it.
I think the creator guy just did it to troll the entire internet.
Maybe so.
I think he did too.
Unintentionally, if it was unintentionally, he caused the ruckus.
Yeah.
Or she caused the ruckus. Whoever made it. Don't know.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, GIF is a peanut butter, but that's spelled with a J, so it doesn't count. Okay.
Yeah.
Another great one. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
Only for heathens.
Amen.
It's a good answer.
This is how you know a truly saved man
That's
from a
right.
heathen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dill.
This man is of God here. Yes, Dill. Sorry, you're not. Apparently,
You
you a heathen.
need to pray about that.
Yep. You need to repent of your pineappleness.
I would go to the 3 F's rule, but I consistently break one of them. The no fruit, no fish, no fungi. But I like mushrooms on my pizza. So
Can't do mushrooms in any situation.
Mushrooms are great on pizza.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't eat mushrooms.
I'm good.
I've
with
tried
those.
mushrooms like 5 different ways. Can't do it.
I want to meet
And
someone
it's
who eats
so-
pineapple and mushroom on their pizza.
Oh, a supreme pizza with pineapple. There you go. That's our next thing we're gonna do on stream.
I'll eat one of those for $100. That's chat. There you go.
There you
I'll
go.
eat it if you just buy the pizza.
I was gonna say.
That's simple.
So Doostyn, when you go to have cereal, what do you put in first, the milk or the cereal?
Goes back to the heathen question. No, you put the cereal in first. Cereal first, because if you put the milk first, you're not going to have as much cereal. Like you can put the cereal, milk, eat all the food, then hey, add some more cereal on top. That's fine, but you start with the cereal.
This is, if you haven't noticed, this is our credibility questionnaire at the end of the streams, because we want to make sure that we can safely put your opinions and your insight on the internet and be able to stand behind it. Because if you're a psychopath, we really can't do that. And that's the way we do this to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So, next one. Is it wrong to wear socks with sandals?
I used to would have said no, but I have become the old man.
Everyone we've talked
with my
to,
socks.
Doostyn, I swear
You
to
do
you,
wear them or you
every person,
I do. Yeah.
You do? Okay. Okay.
every person we've interviewed to date has had the same response verbatim.
Really?
I used to say that's no, but now I'm saying yes. And meanwhile, I'm over here like, what?
This is literally so you've got different kinds of sandals. You got slides, you've got the thongs where it goes between your toe, and people have said if it goes between the toe, it's a no on the sock.
Yeah, no.
But any other sandal is game, and Crocs, right?
Oh yeah. So like, because now I find myself walking around the house in socks all the time, but I have to go outside constantly. So I always have my slides and I just throw them on. I'm not going to take my socks off to put my slides on and then go outside. Just put them on.
This is a common thing that we're figuring out, and it's valid. So
it really is. I think fashion is changing as
it is.
Like
it really is.
We're watching it happen. So our final question for the night. This is a big one. And it really says a lot about who you are as an individual, Doostyn. But you can go anywhere and you can order anything. What is your go-to fast food order?
Ooh. Okay, I can go anywhere. I'm going to say my number one, but most people aren't going to know what it is. So I'll give a number two that will give you a reading on me.
Okay.
Colt, you may know, because I don't know if they got these around where you're at, but I know they're in Houston. Beck's Prime. You know Beck's Prime?
Don't know Beck's Prime.
Okay. It's the most insanely expensive, but worth every penny burger place you can go to. It's like, they're just huge, juicy, cooked whenever you make them. Amazing burgers. Like I went there. So anytime I go through Houston, I'm coming back. And if it's just me, because I won't take my family there because I can't afford it. Like it cost me like $33 to get a burger and fries and a drink. It's stupid.
Oh, wow.
But it's, it's stupidly expensive, but it's really, really good. So I won't take my family there. They don't need to know that Beck's Prime exists. It's a loving father for you.
Yeah, there you go.
Only the best things, kids.
Some things.
Yeah, that's right. It's so good. Okay, so that's my number one. But a number two pick. I'm going Popeye's chicken, a spicy dark meat with those seasoned fries, biscuit, and honey. That's
the way to do it.
Okay.
I can get down with that.
Yeah.
Well,
it's good.
That was our final question for tonight. And Doostyn, we've enjoyed having you on. If folks here listening to the show or watching it after the fact want to follow you and get to know you on your socials, how do they do that? Where do they find you?
Well, because what I was saying earlier, I have the same username everywhere on the internet. I'm easy to find. I'm PastorDoostyn. And wherever you're active, I'm probably active there too. You can find me right here on Twitch. Hang out with me Tuesdays and Thursdays. I stream 1 to 5 in the afternoons, twitch.tv/PastorDoostyn. But also go check out the stuff I'm posting on YouTube. It's mostly just coming right from those streams, questions about God and the Bible and whatever. And every now and then I'll post a gameplay thing, but those are kind of rare. Usually it's either from our studies or it's a rabbit trail that we've been chasing, a rabbit that we've been chasing around. I post a lot on Twitter, and the other ones I have, but I don't mess with very much.
Awesome. Well, folks, there you have it. Follow the mans if you've not yet done so. And Doostyn, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yeah, dude, it was an honor. Thank you for having me. It was fun just to be able to catch up and talk and hang out. And I think this is good. I hope this will be helpful for others, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Likewise. Well, Doostyn, have a good rest of your night, and thank you for coming.
All right. Good night, y'all. Bye, chat.
Dude, Doodtacular.